Hi, Kiko.
Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Hey, Dane, well, congratulations on Wardriver.
Thanks.
War driving and cyber intrusion are pretty niche subcultures. Did you do any research into real hackers or cybersecurity culture to get ready for this role?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the goal is to make it come to life on screen in as accurate a way as possible. So, yeah, there was, I mean, I wouldn't say I like researched real life hackers, like anyone specifically, but about the world of war driving and
Mm.
making sure we're using the proper technology and it looked the right way on screen and I was doing the things that I was supposed to do and understanding what was being done. Yeah, of course, there was a lot of research that went into that.
Do you see war driving as kind of a cautionary tale about, our relationship with technology?
I think there's parts of it in there for sure. I mean, I think inevitably when you watch the film, you're shown that technology can be used for good or evil or both, you know?
Yeah.
But I also think that within that the film, it's like a modern day noir with a ton of twists and turns and ups and downs and I think ultimately it's an entertaining movie and that's what
Mhm.
we were trying to make.
Now, of course, Cole is somebody who convinces himself that his crimes are victimless until that kind of illusion breaks. How did you approach portraying somebody who lives in that morally gray area?
Well, I think Cole really believes that what he's doing is he has the purest intentions. He wants to help people. I see him as like a modern day Robin Hood. He steals from the rich and gives to the poor. And I think for Cole, that's all there is. I mean, he wants to um, help the people around him, and he has a skill set to do that, and so that's what he does.
Yeah. Cole, of course, he also spends a lot of time, physically isolated. You're kind of interacting with the world digitally. As an actor, how do you make that kind of scene where you're on a computer kind of compelling for the screen?
Yeah, well, it's about understanding what's going on and about understanding what point in the movie it's happening and you know trying to make it come to life. I do spend a lot of time in front of a computer screen
Mhm.
in the movie, and then, so it was just about creating like a cheat sheet of sorts to understand what point of the movie we're at, what was happening. I'm still talking to someone, they just happen to be online. And about So the acting in a lot of ways is the same, but it's just different because you're alone and you're acting with a computer. But you just need to understand, where you're coming from, where you're going to, what you want, what's at stake, and let it fly.
Well, speaking of points in the film, what was there a particular moment in the script that made you understand who Cole is, just in overall?
I think that he gives money to his neighbor. That he has this neighbor. She's a single mom. She's going through a lot, and he goes out of his way to put these prepaid cards into her mailbox anonymously. He doesn't want any recognition for what he does. He's just trying to help people along the way. Also in the beginning of the movie, he gives a prepaid card to a person asking for money outside of a gas station. I think those actions really show the goodness of who Cole is.
Yeah. You share some scenes, of course, with Sasha, Kaya. What was the dynamic between you two, and how did you build that relationship between your characters?
Well, Sasha, she's so charismatic and she's such a movie star and she's such a like immediately likable person. I mean, she's a person that you meet and you just want to hang out with and get to know. And she's a real movie star. So we were really lucky to have her.
Yeah. Going back to war driving, is there anything specific that you learned about the technique or the technology behind what your character does that kind of surprised you?
Um, I mean, it's all surprising. There's this little device. I think it's called a like Flipper K or something. It's this white and orange device that can search for like weaknesses in Wi-Fi signals, and it's like a big tool that war drivers and other hackers use. It's something I wasn't familiar with at all. I also really liked that when I'm card skimming and I put like a 3D printed fake skimmer on an ATM machine, I put like a security sticker on it. But those stickers don't exist in real life. So they only exist once you put the fake one on to make people think it's secure. Something you're doing all this technology, but then something as little as like a strip of sticker can make people feel like it's safe, even though it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
You don't have to tell me the name of your network at home, but a lot of people like to pick clever names to name their Wi-Fi network. Is yours a clever name or is it just Dane DeHaan Wi-Fi?
It's not very clever. It's
Okay.
amusing, but it's about as not clever as it.
Okay. Oh, so you're also credited as a producer on the film, which is the first time in your career. So what made you want to be involved behind the camera as well as in front of it?
I think for me, it was about having a creative voice, and making sure that that voice is heard as much as anyone else's, making sure that, as the first person that attached myself to the movie, making sure that the cast was fleshed out in a way that was filled with actors that I was excited to work with. And that like little details, just having an equal seat at the table in creative discussions, was really great.
Can you give me an example besides the casting part of it? Like what kind of creative decisions were you able to influence in this role as a producer?
We struggled a lot, honestly, with the ending of the movie. There were
Mm.
a lot of different opinions about how the movie should end, and um, so it was interesting listening to everyone's opinions and trying to figure out what was best, but still fit everyone's needs and objections, and or what they supported, and trying to come out with the best version of that. That was a really interesting process that I was more involved in as a producer than I would otherwise be.
Very awesome. I think mainstream audiences would probably know you most from projects like Spider-Man. Can you go back into your filmography and point something out that you've done in your career that maybe didn't get the attention that you think it deserved before, and tell us to check it out?
Um, I made this movie one time called Two Lovers and a Bear that I'm
Hmm.
really proud of. Directed by Kim Nguyen. It stars me and Tatiana Maslany. I think it's a really interesting indie that I made a long time ago. I have a series on Amazon. It's on Amazon in North America called 000. That the people that have seen it absolutely love it. It's about international cocaine trafficking. It's everyone that has seen that show really feels like it's their own little secret. I mean, it's a lot of people's favorite TV shows, but not a ton of people have watched it.
So it's one of those things where you ask your friend, "Have you seen 000?" and they say no. They're gonna be like, "Come on, get with it."
Yeah, like you have to watch it, that kind of thing.
Hey, Dane. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. And congratulations on Wardriver. And we can't wait to tell more people about it.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.